Hey guys, so today's video is going to be a book haul and also a video of what I am currently reading. So there's going to be a thunderstorm, so I don't know how the lighting is. I'm also in a new setup. I filmed here before. It's just like in the corner of my room. I've filmed here before. And I really like it because I just really love sitting down and like on the floor and filming. It just feels like personal. I don't know. And the way I usually film is like I'm like sideways, like kind of propped up on my bed. I'm just trying to be in the camera and it's just uncomfortable. But it has like a cuter background. I don't know. I think I might just film like this from now on. But let me guys know if that's okay. And my hair is a mess. My skin's a mess, but I wanted to bring you guys this video because I have been so obsessed with books. So obsessed with books recently. And I've mentioned to you guys in my last video, before my last video, my Marshall's Beauty haul, that I've been growing a slight obsession with books. And I've been just starting to read for fun because before I never used to read. And I've just been obsessed. And as you guys know, obviously there's a beauty community and we all share our passion for beauty and makeup and nail polish. But there's also a booktube community. So obviously YouTube is an obsession of mine, and booktube, I'm obsessed. I have a bunch of new YouTubers that I'm watching. My favorite would have to be Russell from Ink and Paper Blogs. I'm going to link him down below if you guys like books. I just love hearing him talk about books. He's so sweet. He's so funny and cute. And everything he talks about, just it makes me want to buy the book. So yeah, I don't know if you guys like books. If you guys do, recommend me some of your favorites. I don't know much people in my life that read. If any of you guys like nail polish and books, you guys need to talk to me. You guys need to, because I just want to talk about it to someone, and I love responding to you guys' comments. Tell me your favorites. Tell me if you read any of these books and your thoughts on it. If I don't get a really good response on this video, I'll just be quietly doing my own thing on Goodreads, which is like this app where you can review books, put books on your TBR, like to be read, and it's just like this whole little community of book loving people in this app, and I'm just obsessed with it. So I'm going to be reviewing my books there. So if there are a few of you that like books, you can follow me on Goodreads, and then you could just see what I'm reading and what I think and all things like that. But anyways, and if you guys have your Goodreads, let me know your name and I'm going to add you. So anyways, let's get started. I'm going to first just start off with the two books that I mentioned in my last video. I said my first book haul, but it's not really a haul because I got them from the library. I just took them out from the library. So I finished one of them, and then I'm almost finished the other one. The first one is The Mothers by Britt Bennett, and look at this gorgeous cover. Like, it took me kind of a long time to realize that it was a face, like it's a face of a mother. Until one day, like, I was just putting down my book quickly because I had to go get something, and I put it down on my bed, and then I saw it, and I'm like, that is gorgeous. This has been a book that's gotten a lot of talk. Russell from Ink and Paper Blogs loved this book and recommended it to his viewers. Joss from Squibbles Reads, and it's just been a very, like, talked about book. I think in 2017 or 2016. This is about a girl kind of in a similar like time period in her life as me. So she's 17, just graduated high school and going off to university. She's black. She lives in this little kind of black community in California. It's a very kind of small town where everyone gossips. And her mother has just committed suicide 7 months ago, and she is pregnant. So a lot of crazy things are happening to her. Basically, this book is about her decisions that she makes and how it affects her life moving forward. How her relationship with her best friend and her boyfriend at that time and her dad just all kind of intertwine, and it's kind of narrated by the mothers in the black church, which are these old kind of respectable ladies in the church. And it's just really cool to kind of see a book written by like their perspective. What I really loved about this book was it was so relatable in this moment of my life. Like a lot of the things that she went through and her like thought processes, and just once like Britt Bennett went into Nadia's head, was so relatable to me. It was so interesting to see like how much I could relate with a character in a book. And it was just super, super heart-wrenching. Like, it pulled on so many of my heartstrings. And it was nice in that sense. And it made me think a lot. It made me think a lot about the relationships in my life and my relationship with my dad, because a lot of the book is her relationship with her dad. And it was just super thought-provoking. I didn't rate it a 5 out of 5 stars just because I thought more was going to happen. I thought more was going to be touched on, like, based on, like, her mother's suicide. But not a lot happens in the book. It's definitely not a character-driven book. It's more... it's definitely not like a plot-driven book. It's more of a character-driven book where we're really just following these 3 characters and what's going on in their lives and what they're thinking, what they're feeling, and just what they're going through. And I just really liked it. I got really invested and I just really enjoyed reading it, but it wasn't kind of like a book where if you want a lot of twists and turns and amazing things to happen, then you're going to be disappointed. But it's just a nice little kind of quiet book, and I really liked it. So I'm kind of sad that I'm going to have to give it back, because like I just went through so much emotion with this book that I just feel like I just don't want to give it back. So I actually might buy this book if I like order online, like Book Outlet, which is like a discounted bookstore online, like with used books. I probably will order it because this is the first book that I took out / bought to read for fun. Because before grade 12, I hated reading. So, anyways, that's The Mothers. So now for the book that I'm currently reading. This is The Paris Winter by Imogen Robertson. And I only have like 100 pages left to read. So I'm more than halfway through the book. And this is about a girl named Maud. She's also kind of in the same situation as me. She's 17, graduated high school, and she moves to Paris to become an artist. Because this is during like the Belle Epoque era, where there was a lot of like new ideas, like new political ideas, and just new beliefs, and a lot of like artwork coming out, and just it was just kind of like the what is it in Italy that happened? The Renaissance. It's kind of the Renaissance. And so she goes and she quickly falls into poverty because Paris eats money, and she meets this person in her class that knows someone that needs a at-home kind of caregiver for this brother and sister, because his sister is ill. She's addicted to opium, and like he's out, he has like his own things to do, and he needs someone to stay at home with her. And that's not a spoiler because it's in the little blurb. And basically it's just mysterious from then on. It's creepy, it's dark, there's so much deception and so much betrayal, and just it's just super dark. And yeah, I definitely felt the creepy vibes, but what I really liked about the book, it was so like atmospheric. Like I felt like I was in Paris with Maud. She describes and everything in so much detail. It's almost a little bit too much at times, because if you haven't went to Paris, you're gonna be confused. So I would suggest you have like your book, like your phone with Google right beside you, because you're gonna want to Google some of these places just to get a better look at the atmosphere and the setting, just so you can understand what's going on. And where she is a little bit better. But other than that, it's just super, super creepy, and just there's just this feeling that I have when I'm reading this, and I just want to know so much more. I'm really liking this book. The climax has definitely happened already, and it wasn't that predictable, to be honest. Like I was actually shocked to see what happened. Like my mouth dropped like halfway through the book. And yeah, some parts of it were predictable, but other parts weren't. And I just really like this book, and I'm really excited to see like how it ends. And now for the books that I'm gonna haul. So, all of these books I bought discounted. I'm never gonna go to Chapters and buy a book because they're like $25 each, and I don't have the money for that. But I always go on Kijiji, which is kind of like Craigslist if you're not in Canada. It's just kind of an app where people can like sell their used stuff. And I found some amazing deals, because I don't care if someone's used this book. It's not like I'm wearing it, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a book. They read it it's perfectly fine if I get a used book. So I've bought a lot of books from there. I made this huge wish list after just watching a bunch of booktubers and just hearing their recommendations and just kind of figuring out what are the most like popular books. I did a lot of research in these past couple of days, but yeah, so I'm gonna start off with the books that I got for $2 each from the seller on Kijiji, and it was these two books. This is The Girl on the Train, which has so much hype around it. They made a movie on it, which I'm really glad that I didn't watch, because now I'm gonna read the book and then watch the movie, because a lot of people say that's just a really like good experience to read the book, because most of the times like the books are way better than the movies, and watch the movie afterwards. And this is kind of like Gone Girl, which I really loved. So this is about a girl, I think she just went through a divorce, and she goes on this train every day, and she sees this couple that she really envies, and she gets obsessed with their life, and then I think she starts to become a part of their life, and it's just creepy and interesting. And the fact that it's related to Gone Girl, I know that there's gonna be so many twists and turns and creepiness and craziness and just a crazy character, and I'm really excited about this. And this is supposed to be $24.95, and I got it for $2, and it's perfect condition. I'm just so excited about it. And then this one is called The Goldfinch. And this is like one heck of a book. Like, just look how big that is. This is supposed to be $22. And I know that this is not a perfect book. I've heard so many mixed reviews on it, but for $2, like, I don't care. Like, I was just excited to get this for $2. This is basically a book about this guy named Theo Decker. He's 13 years old, and he survives an accident, but his mother is killed. And basically, this is the only thing that just kind of keeps his mother alive in his life. Like, this painting really reminds him of his mother, and it's of the goldfinch, which is this bird. And it's basically about art and grief and everything like that. And I don't want to know much about it. I just want to kind of dive in the book and learn for myself. It's the winner of the Pulitzer Prize, and I've heard so much mixed reviews about it. But the interesting thing is, I've heard that every part of like someone's opinions on it is true in some way. So it's a really good book, but it's also in need of a good editor, I heard. And it's long and just too long at some points, but it's also really interesting at some points. I'm just excited to read it. That's The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. And then I got 3 books from this other seller, and it equaled it to about like $6 each. So I got 2 from Rainbow Rowell, which are books kind of like YA young adult books that I will definitely probably relate with at this moment of my life. This is Eleanor and Park, and this is Fangirl. So these are really popular books. Eleanor and Park, I'm just gonna read the little blurb on it, because I don't know how to explain it better than that little blurb. This says, set over the course of one school year in 1986, this is the story of 2 star-crossed misfits, smart enough to know that first love almost never lasts, but brave and desperate enough to try. When Eleanor meets Park, you'll remember your own first love and just how hard it pulls you under. And I'm just really curious to see how Rainbow Rowell kind of executes this idea of like how, you know, like first love and how it never lasts, because I could definitely kind of relate to that right now. I'm in a relationship, and I've been with my boyfriend for over a year, and I definitely hear that first love never lasts frequently. And I get why, like, people that are older have been through so much more stuff than me, and I get why they try to warn me and say things like that. It's also really sad to hear that. But I'm just really excited to see like how this book goes with that type of idea. And what's interesting is John Green even says, Eleanor and Park reminded me not just what it's like to be young and in love with a girl, but also what it's like to be young and in love with a book. So if that doesn't make you want to read it, I don't know what will. And then this one is Fangirl, which I'm planning on reading when I start university, because I heard that this is such a relatable and heartwarming story about this girl who just started college, and she's really obsessed with this series, kind of like Harry Potter, called Simon Snow, and she writes fan fiction for them, and it's kind of about her just going through all the ups and downs of starting college and just her life. And yeah, so I'm really excited to read this. And then I got this. This one's The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue. And I heard that this is such a funny, just fun story about this guy who is bisexual, and he gets into lots of relationships, and he is supposed to be a gentleman. He's of higher class, and he's supposed to act like it, but he doesn't. He's just crazy. And it's just super fun, and he falls in love with his best friend Percy, and they go on a cruise ship across Europe, and it just seems like a fun story. And for $6 when it's supposed to be $24, I had to pick it up. This is All the Light We Cannot See. This is from another seller, and I heard that this is also a very, very amazing book. I'm probably not going to read it after a few other books because it's also in Paris, and I just read a whole ass book on Paris, so I'm not gonna overdo it. And I got this for $4, and it's supposed to be $20, so that's also amazing. But this is called All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, and this is also winner of the Pulitzer Prize, which is just kind of like a book award thing. And also a National Book Award finalist, and in the 10 best books from the New York Times Book Review in 2014 when it came out. So that's pretty amazing as well. But basically, I don't like to know much about books before I start it because I just feel like it ruins a lot of the fun. But this is about a girl named Marie Laure, and she lives in Paris, and this is before like the Nazis occupy Paris. It's also about this guy in Germany that becomes a Nazi soldier, and kind of about their separate lives and how their lives intertwine, and I think they fall in love, and she's blind, and it's just crazy. So I'm excited to read this. Again, I don't want to know too much about it, but it just sounds like a really amazing novel. From what I read in the beginning, I feel like this book is going to be a little difficult for me to read because it has so much like lengthy and confusing words, and I'm just starting to read for fun. So I don't know a lot of these words that they're using. So that's going to be interesting. For $4, like, that's not even a meal at McDonald's. So obviously I'm going to pick it up. And this is a really good obsession of mine that I'm having actually recently, because there's a lot of other worse things I could be addicted to at this age of 17. So I'm really glad that I'm addicted to books, because that's perfect. Even my grade 12 English teacher told me that I should read, because she realized that I was having like troubles writing essays. And I was like, yeah, like when I was born, I didn't even know English. Like, that sounded so stupid. No one knows English once they're born. I'm sorry. Once I went into like preschool, I didn't even know English, and like I just spoke Arabic at home, and I just don't know how to perfectly like articulate a sentence and like make it sound nice. I just don't have the best grammar, and she said reading helps a lot. So I'm going to try that. And then I also got the whole freaking Harry Potter series, which is so exciting. And I'm so happy to tell you guys that I don't know much about Harry Potter other than he's a wizard and that he goes to wizardry school. Like, that's literally all I know. And I think that is such a joyful little thing in my life, because I could just delve into this. And there's so much movies on it and so much books. I'm going to read every book, and then read the movie, and then the book, and then the movie, and just be totally in this little journey of Harry Potter. And I'm so excited. So I got the whole set for $55. And I'm telling you guys right now, that's an amazing deal, because look at this. Just this book is $41. And they're in a great condition. I'm just so excited. So here's the first one. This is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets, Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I know it goes in increasing like size. So which one's the next one? Okay, Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and then Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. And I'm just so excited. It just seems so whimsical and fun. And then I got this little book, We Are All Made of Stars, from Giant Tiger. It was just $5, and it just sounded so cute. It's about this girl, and she's married to an ex-soldier, and she's a nurse, and she writes like goodbye letters for patients who are dying to their family members. And it just seems like such a cute little story to read at night. Like with other books, I feel like I could like be reading a series or a book and then just read a few pages of this every night, and I just feel like it's gonna be so fun. It seems like such a heartwarming story, and on the back it says fans of Jojo Moyes will love this book. And I loved Me Before You by Jojo Moyes. I never read the book, but I watched the movie, and that was such a sad, amazing, crazy movie. So I'm really excited about this little book. And then the last book, finally, that I got is from Costco, $10 cheaper than it should be, and it's called The Home for Unwanted Girls, and I don't even know how to explain this to you guys, so I'm just going to read the blurb because it says it perfectly, and it's going to make you want to read this book. So, in 1950s Quebec, the French and English tolerate each other with precarious civility, much like Maggie Hugh's parents. Maggie's English-speaking father has ambitions for his daughter that don't include marriage to the poor French boy Gabriel Phoenix on the neighboring farm. But Maggie's heart is captured by Gabriel. When she becomes pregnant at 15, her parents force her to give baby Elodie up for adoption and get her life back on track. Elodie is raised in Quebec's impoverished orphanage system. It's an insecure enough existence that takes a tragic turn when Elodie, along with thousands of other orphans in Quebec, is declared mentally ill as the result of a new law that provides more funding to psychiatric hospitals than to orphanages. Guys, like, that's crazy. With standing up simul treatment at the nun's hands, Elodie finally earns her freedom at 17 when she's thrust into an alien world. Maggie, married to a businessman who's eager to start a family, cannot forget the daughter she was forced to abandon, and a chance reconnection with Gabriel spurs a wrenching choice. Over the years, Maggie's and Elodie's lives have intertwined but never touched, but they are finally brought together when Maggie goes in search of her long-lost daughter, reclaiming the truth that has been denied them both. That sounds amazing. I'm not going to say any more about that because it was all said. That just sounds so good. I've never heard anyone talk about this book, and I'm so excited to read it. That is The Home for Unwanted Girls by Joanna Goodman. I always forget to say the author's name. But yeah, anyways, that was my book haul. I am so excited to read all these books. If you've read any of them, once again, please let me know and talk to me about them. And if you have any recommendations, again, let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And let me know also if you want more videos about books, because I will be happy to do them. And thank you for watching. Bye.